Dear students, let's move on our next topic in module 1, types of visual testing methods. We use unaided or aided visual testing methods. The visual testing is classified in these two ways. Unaided means without the help of any external agency, we just observe our specimen or material. Aided visual testing means with the help of any external agency, we observe the specimen or we inspect the specimen and make a result. Okay, let's see what these two words mean. Unaided or direct visual testing. The unaided visual testing is carried out with naked eye and without using any optical aids. So here, without the help of an external instruments like telescope, microscope or magnifying glass, etc. We directly observe with the human eye and make a result. The result is whether our specimen is okay or not, or whether we accept our specimen or not. And the eye is important parameter. With the help of eye, we make predictions. So the human eye is the most fascinating and valuable tool in NDT. Specifically say, valuable tool in visual inspection purpose. It has greater precision and accuracy than many of the most sophisticated cameras. Also, it has the ability to work in conjunction with the human brain because eye is connected to the human brain, and the end result, whether the specimen is okay or not, will come from brain. Also, the observer or the inspector is to be trained to find the details or characteristics in a test specimen. Also, it has the ability to differentiate and distinguish between colors. Or with the help of eye, we can interpret the specimen's color, shape, size, etc. And with the help of these, we make the end result. Also, we can identify the discontinuities because a trained person can easily identify and make a prediction by observing the discontinuities in a material. Also, the eye can perform accurate inspections to detect size, shape, color, depth, brightness, contrast, and texture. Whether the surface is smooth or not can be observed using eye. Next one is aided visual testing method. The aided visual testing is carried out with the aid of optical instruments. With the help of optical instruments such as magnifying glasses, microscopes, borescopes, fibroscopes, etc. is used for this visual inspection purpose because we can see using naked eye. So we assist such optical instruments for magnification. The optical aids are mainly used in usual testing for magnification of defects which cannot be detected by the human eyes. That's an important point. We can't detect such small discontinuities with our naked eye. So we need help from the optical instruments. Assisting in the inspection of defects, permitting visual text or areas not accessible to unaided eye. Then these are the equipments used in the visual inspection purposes. Magnifying mirrors, magnifying glass, microscopes, borescope, endoscope, fibroscope, telescopes, periscopes, and so on. First one, magnifying mirrors or concave spherical mirrors. When inspecting areas not easily accessible, a magnifying mirror can be used. This mirror magnify the area or magnify the image to our eye and we can see the small crack or small minute discontinuity in the material. Depending on the test specimen, the mirror can be of any size. Okay, the size may be varied depending upon the application. Next thing is magnifying glass or hand lens. You know hand lens. A magnifying glass can be used for closer inspection of suspicious looking areas. It is a convex lens. Maybe you guys use this lens for magnifying the image. Also, it generally consists of a simple lens for lower power magnification and double or multiple lenses for higher magnification. Next thing is microscope. You know what a microscope look like and what's the purpose of a microscope. Microscope is a multiple element magnifier for providing very high magnified image of small object. With the help of microscope, we inspect plant cells or so such small or minute areas we use microscope because with our naked eye we can see it. Combination of lenses used to magnify the image of a small object. Next thing is borescopes. Borescopes is a flexible tube-like structure. This is the schematic of a borescope, or this is a figure of a borescope, and it's a tube-like structure and a camera here and a lighting arrangement at the end of the tube. So this is mostly suitable in holes, tubes, etc. to check whether the tube diameter or inside the tube there is any discontinuity or not. Okay, let's see the explanation. Borescopes are optical instruments designed for remote viewing of objects. They are used to inspect the inside of a narrow tube, bowl or chamber. It consists of a rigid or flexible tube with an eyepiece at one end. One end of the tube, it has an eyepiece, also a lighting arrangement around the eyepiece and a camera system. Eyepiece at one end and an objective lens on the other end. Borescope is a precision optical instrument with a built-in illumination. There is an illumination or lighting device built in the one end of the tube. Okay, again the diameter of the borescope depends upon the diameter of the hole or bore to be inspected. Diameter depends upon the application. Okay, then next thing is endoscope. You know the endoscope. In the medical field, endoscope is used for the scanning purposes. The endoscope is much like a borescope except that it has a superior optical system and a high intensity light source. That's the difference. Unique features of endoscope is that objects are constantly in focus from about 4 mm to infinity. Here, there is no focusing arrangement. No focusing features is the one which makes it preferable than borescope. Next, fibroscopes. It permits manipulation of the instrument around corners and through passages with directional changes. It's also look like similar as fibroscopes, as borescopes. The arrangement is somewhat similar. Okay. Second point, it provides sharp and clear images of parts and interior surface which are not easily accessible. Also, fiber optics is used to carry the information. So these are the images of fibroscopes. Next, telescope. So you guys know what a telescope is used, what a telescope looks like and what is the purpose of a telescope. It is used to obtain magnified image of object at a considerable distance from the eye because telescope is used for observing long distance objects and study them. In this way, with our human eye, we can see such longer distance objects. So telescope is used in such areas. It consists of two lenses called objective and eyepiece. It is particularly useful for providing visual examination of the surface which is otherwise inaccessible. We use telescopes for observing above Earth. Okay. We also use telescopes for studying the other planets, like that. Periscopes. Periscope is an instrument used for a remote observation of inaccessible areas. You guys studied periscopes in 10th or 11th standard, I don't know exactly. Anyway, periscope is an instrument for remote observation of inaccessible areas. Its arrangement is two right angle reflecting prisms are utilized in combination with a series of lenses. Also, the importance of periscope is used for remote visual inspection in hazardous situations such as radiation areas, toxic environment, and for overhead viewing of areas involving obstacles. Periscopes are mostly used in military purposes. Then CCTV, closed circuit television. It is a system where the circuit in which video transmitted will be a closed one. Elements like camera, display monitor, recording devices are connected to each other. With the help of CCTV, we study the object, we observe a particular area.